There's a certain silence that comes with talking about fathers. Not anger, not bitterness, just silence. Because for a lot of us, the story is it isn't always good. It's complicated. It's not just present or absent, it's everything in between. The distance, the confusion, the longing, the questions we learn to stop asking. I want to talk about how fathers shape our identity, even when they're not there to do it. You know, when your father is present, you feel it. You feel the structure, you feel the guidance, you feel the protection, you feel the standard. But you also feel the pressure to be strong, to be tough, to be quote unquote a man, to not show too much emotion. And sometimes that presence teaches you who to be, but it also teaches you who you're not allowed to be. Now, for most people in the black community, black boys are always taught not to show emotion. Oh, you gotta be strong, you gotta be a man. And it starts right there when these kids are little. They always want to say, "Oh, don't you can't show too much emotion. You can't even show emotion. You gotta be a man. Be a man about it." But my thing is, first of all, it's a child. A child is gonna cry. If a child gets hurt on the playground, they're gonna cry, regardless if it's a boy or a girl. They're going to cry. And for you to sit there and tell your son, "Oh, be a man about it. You can't cry and everything," that's just like saying, "Oh, don't you can't have no emotion about anything. You can't feel no type of emotion." So I guess when that child grows up, okay, graduation. They graduated high school. That's an accomplishment right there. They can't be happy about it. They can't show no emotion about it. They graduate college. Another accomplishment. Let's just say they go to be a doctor or a lawyer. They go to med school or law school. They graduate. They graduate med school, become a doctor. They graduate law school. They pass the bar. They've been working hard now. They've been working so hard to be a doctor, to be a lawyer. Me and Nancy were cry up. That's about to break down, about to cry, because they could not get this. They want to make sure that they can get to where they want to be at. And for you to say that they can't show emotion, it's like, really? But then you show emotion sometimes. You do. Let's not act like a lot of people don't show emotion. Let's not. So you didn't show emotion when your child was born. You didn't show emotion when your wife was walking down the aisle. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now, when a father is absent, that's a different kind of shaping. You learn to fill in the blanks. You learn to guess. You learn to pretend it doesn't bother you. You learn to build an identity around a missing piece. And the wild part is you start blaming yourself for a decision you never had control over. You start thinking, was I not enough? Did I do something wrong? Why didn't he stay? And those questions follow you into adulthood, quietly influence how you love, how you trust, how you show up, how you see yourself. I remember I was having a conversation with my best friend the other day, and I was like, my father walked out on me. He like literally walked out. He never tried to do anything, basically. If he tried to do something, it wasn't much. He was never trying to be there or anything. And I always think about that. And I remember I told her the other day, I said, I'm afraid of having kids because what if I do them like he did me? What if I walk out on them like he walked out on me? And it's like, that's one of the reasons why I'm not adamant about get into a relationship or having kids right now because I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I saw what my mama went through by being a single parent. I never want I never want my kids to go through that. I want to be the best father, the best husband I could be to my wife and to my kids. I want, that's what I want. And it's like, and I remember I told her, I said, as my best friend, I was like, what if I got the walkout gene? Yeah, I was, I know it's kind of like really, you don't have no walkout gene in you, but it was like, what if I got that in me though? And it's like, well, if I got that in me, you probably left that in me or something. Like, you never know what these people got. But I remember she told me, say, you can't judge your parents enough for what he did. Because one thing about it, you are in control of your own choices. And then when it ties back to parents with fathers telling their kids that they can't show emotion, to me, it feels like toxic masculinity. To me, that's what it feels like, because you're saying, oh, well, if you show emotion, you're too feminine. And we see that every day on TikTok, on social media. Every day it's always, oh, who gonna be the boys? Or this other new word that they got for the LGBTQ A plus community. I won't repeat it, but we all know what it is. And it's not the traditional word that everyone always says. It's the other one. Yeah, it's the other one. And I'm like, y'all always say that, but it's like, what's the point? You say that because you see a man, he's not your traditional man. And then what gets me is when they say, oh, it's a lavender marriage. So because a man is not doing what you think a man is supposed to do, now all of a sudden you feel bad for his wife. Like, what are you trying to say? You trying to say if a man ain't doing this, a man ain't doing that, what your man doing, you feel bad for the wife during the lavender marriage. It's like, really? And what it shows me is like some people are unhappy, to be honest. And when I see it on TikTok, I'm like, really? Really, you talking about it's a lavender marriage because the man cooks and cleans and do a bunch of stuff that you deem that would be like feminine? Like, come on now. Like, seriously. Like, come on. Let's be for real now. You know, and when I think about my life, and I think about everything that I went through without my dad in my life, it's like, okay, I'm glad you wasn't there. Because I don't think I would have got to this point in my life if you were here. I don't think I would be in college right now if you were here. I feel like I wouldn't have a great influence. He wouldn't have a great influence on my life, and I feel like I wouldn't be the best version of myself that I am today. And I look back over, I'm like, you not being there was the best thing you could have ever done for me. The best thing you could have ever done. Father wounds are real. It shows up in ways we don't always recognize. In a way that you overperform, in the way you shut down, in the way you don't ask for help, in the way you choose validation, in the way you fear abandonment, in the way you don't know how to receive love without suspicion. It's not about blaming him. It's about acknowledging the impact, because identity isn't just built from what we had. It's built from what we didn't. And I think that's why a lot of us now, we have a hard time trusting others. And I know I do, because it's hard for me to trust a lot of people now, because certain things, it's just like, no, I'm gonna never trust again. And then the fear of abandonment, me being the only child, yes, I have friends. I'm a best friend. I have cousins. Well, it's nothing like having a sibling, to be honest. And it's like, okay, I'm the only child. Like one day my mom, she'll be gone. One day my grandma, she'll be gone. I won't have nobody left, basically. That I'm that close to, I won't have anybody left. And I feel that's why sometimes I get in my moods, because I can get into a mood now. And I tell you, I can get into a mood. That's why when I get into my moods, I don't like to be bothered, to be honest. Because ultimately, I'm like preparing myself basically to be alone. But when I actually think about it, I'm like, no, you're not gonna be alone. First of all, you got God, and then second of all, you don't know if you're gonna meet somebody or not. You may get married, y'all probably gonna have children. You and your wife could grow old together. But it's like, what if I don't even meet this woman that's for me? What if I don't meet her? I never have any kids, and I just die old and alone. What if, say tomorrow, my best friend stopped talking to me? Like, seriously. Like, my best friend, she stopped talking to me. We're not friends anymore. It's like, how many years of friendship we done had? It's gone out the water since 7th grade. Yeah. Since 7th grade. It's like, yeah, it's a long friendship. But anyway, it's like, so if she starts talking to me tomorrow, like, I'm not going to have anybody I really talk to like that. If you get what I'm saying. Like, that's my best friend. That's my homegirl. That's my sister. Like, we've been locked in since 7th grade. Like, that's my friend right there. That's my sister. Now, we might be related. I don't know. But that's my sister. Like, we start talking. Who I'm going to talk to now? Like, there's no other person I can really talk to like that. Like, I don't really talk to anybody like that unless I see them. Unless I see them out, we be like, hey, how you doing? A cordial, but not like, oh yeah, we talk on a daily basis. Even though me and my best friend don't talk on a daily basis, we still talk because, the friendship love. So I don't want y'all to be like, love, friendship love. Y'all ain't no told y'all friends y'all love them. I see y'all don't. But anyway, I have the fear of abandonment. Like, I'm going to be alone. And we all have that fear of abandonment. I don't want y'all to be like, oh, I've never had the fear of abandonment. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Don't act like you ain't never had a fear of abandonment. We always look for validation from others. We do. So we're not going to sit there and act like we don't. Because I used to look for validation from others. Till I said, you know what? Why would I look for validation from you? Look at you. Why would I look for validation from you? What can you do for me? Answer quickly. What can you do? Exactly nothing. All right. When your father is present or absent or inconsistent or emotionally unavailable, you learn something from that dynamic. You learn how to show up or how to not show up. You learn what love looks like. or what it shouldn't look like. You learn what strength means or what it doesn't mean. And now as adults, we get to decide what we keep. We get to decide what we release. We get to decide who we become, not in reaction to our fathers, but in truth with ourselves. Fathers shape identity in ways we don't always talk about. Their presence leaves a mark. Their absence leaves a shadow. Their silence leaves a story we spend years trying to rewrite. But healing doesn't mean pretending the wound never existed. Healing means naming it, understanding it, and choosing not to let it define the rest of your life.